Right. 31. Monthly salary of Dex is 1/4 of his father's monthly salary. So salary of Dex and his father are in the ratio 1:4. Dex's sister's monthly salary is 2/5 of their father's monthly salary. So sister's salary and father's salary are in the ratio 2:5. Dex's sister pays 12,800, which is 1/4 of her monthly salary. So Dex's sister's salary will be 12,800 into 4. Whatever it is. Next, savings and expenses made out of the monthly salary by Dex is in the respective ratio 3:5. So how much does Dex save each month? Now for these type of questions I have asked you to verify the data. You are asked about monthly saving. Were you given data monthly or yearly? Need not to go for conversion, right? Now you are asked about monthly savings of Dex. About Dex, monthly savings and expenses are in the ratio 3:5. So savings are 3 parts, right? Answer should be 3 multiple. This is not 3 multiple. Is this 3 multiple? This can be your answer. Is this 3 multiple? No. Is this 3 multiple? Yes. 4th option cannot be your answer. 5th option cannot be your answer. You have 2 options. Either 12,000 or 12,600. Otherwise, if you have only 1 multiple, there ends your matter. You need not to calculate. Now, Dex's sister's salary is 12,800 into 4. Yes or no? 12,800 into 4. How much is that? 51,200. 51,200. And Dex's salary and his father's salary are in the ratio 1:4. Sister's salary and father's salary are in the ratio 2:5. So who is common here? Father. So father salary is 4 parts here, and here it is 5 parts. So let's have same number here. Let's multiply this number with 5 and this number with 4. So this becomes 5 by 20 and it becomes 8 by 20. When you multiply 2 by 5 with 4, you will get 8 by 20. Now father has 20 parts and here also 20 parts, right? Now Dex's sister's salary is 8 parts. Father's salary is 20 parts. Dex's salary is 5 parts. So 8 parts is this much. Now you need to calculate 5 parts. This is not your answer. 5 parts is divided in the respective ratio 3:5. So total savings are 3 out of 8. So you need to calculate 3/8 of this number. 3/8 of 5 parts is your answer. From this, 1 part is equal to 51,200 by 8. Yes or no? So 1 part is equal to 51,200 by 8. How did you get 51,200 here? Tell me. How did you get 51,200? 12,800 into 4. 4 how many times? 2 times. 2, 6,400 times. 8 how many times? 800 times. 800 5 times. 4,000. 4,000 3 times. 12,000. 12,000 is your answer. Next, 32. A sells an item at 20% profit to B. B sells it to C at 10% profit. C sells it to D at 116 rupees profit. The difference between the cost price of D and the cost price of A was 500 rupees. How much did B pay to A? A sells it to B at a profit of 20%. So B will pay 120%. And you are asked to calculate 120%. Yes or no? 120% should be a multiple of 12. 12 multiple is a multiple of 4 and multiple of 3. Is your first option 3 multiple? This cannot be your answer. Is this 3 multiple? No. Is this 3 multiple? No. Is your fourth option 3 multiple? No. Fifth option should be your answer. You're asked to calculate the amount paid by B. A sells to B at a profit of 20%. 20% profit is equal to 120%. When you calculate 120%, that will be multiple of 12, multiple of 3 and 4. And there is only one option, 1440. That's final answer. Right, next. 33. The length of a rectangle is 4 meters more than the side of the square, and the breadth of the rectangle is 4 meters less than the side of the square. If the area of the square is 567, what is the area of the rectangle? See, if you take the side of the square as A, length of a rectangle is A plus 4 and breadth is A minus 4. You're asked about area. A plus 4 into A minus 4, that is A square minus 4 square. A square is given as 567 and 4 square is 16. Subtract 16 from 567, answer is 551. Square area is A square, right? Length of a rectangle is A plus 4 and breadth is A minus 4, and you are asked about area A square minus 4 square. A square is already given 567. Subtract 16, that's it. Next. (34) 16,000 rupees was invested for 3 years, partly in scheme A at the rate of 5% simple interest per annum, and partly in scheme B at the rate of 8% simple interest per annum. The total interest received at the end of was 3,480. How much sum of money was invested in scheme A? Right, how much is interest received after 3 years? 3,480. Per year, that will be 1/3 of 3,480, right? Right. So per year he will get, how much is that? 3,480 by 3. 1160. 1160. Per year he will get total interest of 1160 rupees. Right? So out of 16,000, some of the amount is invested at 5% and the remaining is invested at 8%. And your question is about the money invested in scheme A. Scheme A is given for what percent? 5%. Scheme A is given for 5%. Now, if you treat the total money, 16,000 is given for Babu. ఒక్క 10 నిమిషాలు వాళ్ళని పక్కకి వెళ్ళి చేసుకోమని, డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది. Scheme A is given for 5% and scheme B is given for 8%. Now you are asked about the amount invested in scheme A. Let's go for reverse method. In reverse method we will take against statement. Against statement means there is nothing invested in scheme A. So the total money is given for scheme B, and scheme B offers 8%. What do you mean by 1% here? 160. 8% in the sense 168 times. As you have 0, you'll have 0 here, no issue. This is 2 into 8 into 8, that is 2 into 8 square, 2 into 64, that is 128. So if 16,000 rupees is given for scheme B, which offers 8% per annum, and in 1 year it will give you 1280 rupees. But how much is money given in the question? 1160. And we are getting 1280 rupees. How much is 1280 more than 1160? 120. We got 120 more, right? If the total money is given for 8%, we will get 1280, which is 120 more than the original number. Why are we getting 120 more? Tell me this. Why are we getting 120 more? Because there is some money which is given for 5% and the remaining for 8%. But we have converted total money to 8%. In the sense, instead of getting 5%, we have calculated 8%. So how much is the percentage increase here? 3%. Because of 3% increase, we are getting 120 more. If it is 100%, what is the amount? 3, how many times is 120? 40 times. 140 times is 4,000. So 4,000 is given for scheme B, scheme A. Next. 35. In a 140 liters of mixture of milk and water, the percentage of water is only 30%. The milkman gave 20 liters of this mixture to a customer. Then he added equal quantities of pure milk and water in the remaining mixture. As a result, the respective ratio of the milk and water in the mixture became 2:1. What was the quantity of milk added here? Now, so out of initial quantity 140 liters, 20 liters were taken out. How much is the remaining quantity? 120 liters. To this, equal quantities of milk and water is added. Equal quantities of milk and water is added. And after that, in the final mixture, the ratio between milk and water is 2:1. So, that will be total how many parts? 3 parts. After adding milk and water to 120 liters, it should be a multiple of 3. It should be a multiple of 3. What is your question? What was the quantity of milk added? If milk is x liters, water is also x liters. And the total right hand side number should be a multiple of 3 I said, because it is 3 parts. Is this 3 multiple? Yes or no? So sum of 2x should be a multiple of 3. Then only the quantity, total quantity will be a multiple of 3. Yes or no? Now, if x is 12, 2x is 24. Is 24 a multiple of 3? This can be your answer. Hold it. If x is 8, 2x is 16. Is it a multiple of 3? Can this be your answer? Can this be your answer? Yes. It can be your answer. Can this be your answer? No. So answer should be either 12 or 8. If you have only one 3 multiple like this, need not to solve it. Now let's do it. Out of 140 liters, water occupies 30%. If it is 30% out of 140, can you tell me what is water content here? 10% is 14, 20% 28, 30% 42. If you have 42 liters of water, there will be 98 liters of milk. How much quantity is taken out? 20 liters. Out of 140, 20 is 1/7. Yes or no? So 1/7 of the total quantity is taken out, 1/7 of milk is taken out, and 1/7 of water is taken out. Yes or no? 1/7 of this 14, 1/7 of this 6. Total it is 20 liters, right? Satisfied? Now the remaining quantity in the container is 98 minus 14, which is 84. 42 minus 6, 36. This is the respective milk and water in the container now. To this, you need to add some quantity of same milk and water, and finally it will be in the ratio 2:1. And now you have only 2 options left, either 12 or 18. Let me add 12 here. Let me add 12. If you add 12 here, milk will be 96. And if you add 12 to water, that becomes 48. Is 96 and 48 are in the ratio 2:1? 12 is right answer. Clear everyone? How are we getting 14 and 6 here? 1/7. Why 1/7? Because 20 is 1/7 of 140 total container. Next. 36. A starts a business with a capital of 1500. B joins the business 6 months later from the start of the business, and C joins the business 8 months later from the start of the business. End of the year, their respective shares in the profit was in the ratio 5:3:3. What is the sum of the amount put in the business by B and C together? By B and C together, right? Now out of total profit, how much is A getting? 5 parts. B 3 parts. C 3 parts. Now let me calculate profit sharing ratio of A and B and C together, because I know complete information about A. Let it be separate. So A is getting 5 parts. B and C together are getting 6 parts. A is getting 5 parts for an investment of 1500 rupees for how many months? 12 months. So 5 parts will be equal to 1500 rupees into 12. Is it clear? Now B is getting 3 parts and C is also getting 3 parts. B invested how much? B invested, let's say, X rupees, and B joined after 6 months, so he will be there for only 6 months. Are you getting? Right. And then C invested Y rupees and he joined after 8 months from the start of the business, so he will be there for only 4 months. So this is total investment multiplied by time of B, and this is total investment and time period of C. And out of the total profit, how much is B getting? And how much is C getting? So these two values are same, right? Yes or no? Because 3 parts and 3 parts, they both should be same. Yes or no? Hence, in place of 6x, can I write it as 4y? Because 6x is equal to 4y, right? And which is 6 parts is investment profit of both B and C. I want to write 6x plus 4y is equal to 6 parts. But because you know that 6x and 4y both are same, in place of 4y, let's write 6x. 6x plus 6x, which is 12x. Yes or no? And if 5 parts is equal to 1500 into 12, what about 6 parts? 5, 300 into 12, 6, 300 into 12. 12, 12 cancel, x is equal to 1800. And before that we have a condition, 6x is equal to 4y. Y is equal to 6x by 4, which is 3 by 2 times of x. And you know x is equal to 1800. Let's substitute x is equal to 1800 here. 2, 900, 900 into 3, 2700. Y is equal to 2700. Here asked about total sum of x and y, which is 4500. Clear everyone? Or else you need to separate AB and then AC. You need to separate AB separately and then AC separately and then get the value of x and y. Let's concentrate here. A invested 1500 rupees for 12 months and B invested x rupees for 6 months. Profit of A and B are in the ratio 5 by 3. This is A's investment and time, and this is B's investment and then time. 3 how many times? 2 times. 2 how many times? 6 times. 5 how many times? 300 times. So what is x value? X value 1800. So x is equal to 1800. And now separately take A and C. A invested 1500 for 12 months and C invested y rupees for 4 months, and the ratio is equal to again 5:3, which is 5 by 3. 5 how many times? 300 times. 4 how many times? 3 times. So y is equal to 3 into 3 into 3, 27, and then 00. So y is equal to 2700. Total it is 4500. But you need to do separately AB and then AC. Next, 37. A boat can travel 4.2 kilometers upstream in 14 minutes. If the respective ratio of the speed of the boat in still water and the speed of the stream is 7:1, how much time will the boat take to cover 17.6 kilometers downstream? Now what is man's speed from the ratio? 7 parts. And stream speed? 1 part. Upstream speed? 6 parts. Downstream speed? 8 parts. Now if you can calculate downstream speed, then you can calculate the time taken to cover 17.6 kilometers in downstream. First of all, you need to calculate what? What do you need to calculate first? Downstream speed, which is 8 parts. Upstream speed is 6 parts. You need to measure speed in kilometer per hour. Hour in the sense how many minutes? 60 minutes. Concentrate the relation here. In 14 minutes, it can cover 4.2 kilometers. Forget about decimal here. If you read it as 42, 14 how many times is 42? 3 times. Divided by 10 is 4.2. You need to measure speed in kilometer per hour. Hour in the sense 60 minutes. In 60 minutes, distance covered in upstream will be equal to 60 into 3. 60 into 3, 180 divided by 10, 18. So upstream speed is equal to 18 kilometer per hour. If 6 parts is equal to 18, 6 3 times is 18. 8 3 times is 24 kilometer per hour. And you're asked to calculate the time taken to cover 17.6 kilometers in downs. Time, distance by speed. Distance is 17.6 and the time taken is, you're asked about time. Distance is 17.6 and speed is 24. But you're given options in minutes. This you'll get in hours. Let's convert it to minutes into 60. Decimal and 0 both gets cancelled. 6 how many times? 4 times. 4 times, again 4 times, which is 44. You again, here also you need not to use this step if you are really good at conversion. 24 kilometer per hour in the sense, to cover 24 kilometers it takes 60 minutes. To cover 17.6, they said 17.6 kilometers. How much is the time taken here? This is what you are asked about. What is divided by 4? Divided by 4? Into 10. Into 10. Divided by 4, 4.4 into 10, 44 minutes. Because distance and time both are directly proportional. If you increase the distance, time also increases. Next, 38. A bag contains 5 red balls, 6 yellow balls and 3 green balls. Total how many balls we have? 14. If 2 balls are picked up at random, what is the probability that either both are red or both are green in color? How many red color balls we have? Total 5. In how many ways can you select 2 out of them? 5, C, 2 or both can be green. How many green balls we have? 3. We can do it in 3, C, 2 ways. Out of total 14, C2. Total number of outcomes 14, C2. Because you are getting 2 balls out of 14. You can do it in 14C2 ways. Hope you can calculate that. What is your answer? 1 by 7. Now 39. 10 men can finish a piece of work in 15 days. 8 men can finish the same piece of work in 25 days. Only 10 women started working and in few days they completed certain amount of work. After that 3 men joined them. The remaining work was completed by 10 women and 3 men together in 5 days. After how many days 3 men joined 10 women? Right. Now, how many women started the work? 10 women. And they have worked for certain number of days. After that 3 men joined them, and now both 10 women and 3 men together can complete the work in 5 days. After how many days 3 men joined 10 women? That's what your question. Now, because you have men and women combination, let me take Same number of days in both the cases. 10 men can complete the work in 15 days. 8 women can complete the work in 25 days. Right. Let's go for one man and one woman combination. If 10 men can complete the work in 15 days, one man can complete the work in 150 days. If 8 women can complete the work in 25 days, one woman can complete the work in 200 days. Let's go for LCM. 150 days and then 200 days. 150 and 200. What is LCM? 600. Let's say total work is 600 units. If one man can do 600 units in 150 days, one day they can complete 4 units. And one woman can complete 600 units in 200 days. In one day, she can complete 3 units. Now, how many women started the work? 10 women. They worked for some number of days. Okay. After that, 3 men joined them. Now we have 10 women and 3 men. Now, one woman can complete 3 units in a day. How many women are there? 10 women can complete 30 units. One man can complete 4 units in a day. We have 3 men. 3 men can complete 12 units. So total, if 10 women and 3 men works for a day, they can complete 42 units. Yes or no? But they have worked for how many days? 5 days. In 5 days they can complete 42 into 5, which is 210. 210 units were completed. What about remaining number of units? What about remaining number of units? 390. So 390 units of work is done by only 10 women. Only 10 women. Working with one woman can complete 3 units in a day. Working with 10 women, they can complete 30 units in a day. To complete 390 units by 10 women, how many days are required? 390 by 30, which is 13 days. So after 13 days, 3 men join 10 women. This 210 is the work done by 10 women and 3 men together. And 390 units of the work is done by only 10 women. 10 women can complete 30 units in a day. Number of days taken to complete 390 units are 390 by 30, which is 13. Next 40. At present, Pi is 6 years older to Ray. 6 years older. Pi's age is 6 years more than Ray. The respective ratio between the percentages of Pi and Mini is 3:4. Pi and Mini's age ratio is 3:4. At present, Ray is 14 years younger to Mini. Ray is 14 years younger to Mini. Younger, Chinna. What is the Ray's percentage? You asked about Ray's percentage. Now, as you asked about Ray's percentage, when you add 6 years to Ray's percentage, you will get Pi's age. Yes or no? What is Pi's age from the ratio? 3 parts. So, to the Ray's age, if you add 6 years, that should be a multiple of 3. So, this is 3 multiple. If this is a 3 multiple, then you will get 3 multiple. Yes or no? So, Ray's percentage should be a multiple of? Multiple of? How many 3 multiples are there? This cannot be your answer. 24 can be your answer. This cannot be your answer. 18 can be your answer. 16 cannot be your answer. You have 2 options. Now, from this, Mini's age is equal to Ray's age plus 14. Yes or no? Yes or no? So, to the Ray's age, If you add 14 years, you'll get Minnie's age, and which is a multiple of 4. Yes or no? If Ray's age is 24, 24 plus 14, how much you'll get? 24 plus 14, how much you'll get? 38. Is 38 multiple of 4? This cannot be your answer, that must be your answer. Let's verify it. 18 plus 14. 18 plus 14. Is 32 multiple of 4? 18 right answer. Clear everyone? Come on, 46 to 50. Right, 46. Number of hats sold by store M increased by what % from February to May? From M. M is star. February to May. February star 400. May it is 660. So 660 is how much more than 400? 260 more. For 400 it is 260 more. Percentage in the sense per 100 it is how much? Divided by 4. Divided by 4. Half and half. 260 half. 130 half. 65. Answer 65%. Are you getting? Percent ante per 100. 100 కింత 400కి 260 ఎక్కువ 100 కింత క్రాస్ మల్టిప్లై చేయాలి నాకు బద్ధకం ఎక్కువ అందుకని డివైడెడ్ బై 4 చేసాం 400 డివైడెడ్ బై 4 ఇక్కడ కూడా డివైడెడ్ బై 4 చేయాలి మళ్ళీ బద్ధకం ఎక్కువ 4 తో చేయను 2 తోటి 2 సార్లు చేస్తా హాఫ్ 130 అగైన్ హాఫ్ 65 నెక్స్ట్ number of hats sold by store M during January is what % of the total number of hats sold by store N during March and April? March and April. 640 is what % of sum of these two numbers? That's what you are asked about. Yes or no? Now, what is 640? That comes in numerator. And sum of 480 and then 720? 1200. Percentage, right? Into 100. Into 100. Now, we'll get answer from denominator. What is 50% of denominator? 600. Which is 40 more? Yes or no? Now, what is 10%? 120. How much more you have? How much more you have? 40. 640 అనేది 600 కంటే ఎంత ఎక్కువ 40 so 10% is 120 40 is 1/3 of 120 so your answer is 10% by 3 which is 3 1/3%. Answer is 53 1/3%. Next 48. What is the average number of hats sold by store N during January, March, May, June? This is about store N. January, March, May, June. First let me write numbers here, then we can calculate. 380, 480, 520, 720. Now, as we have round figures here, 700 300 500 400 total 1900 2000 2100. You asked about average, so 2100 by 4 half and half 2000 1/4 of 2000 is 500 1/4 of 100 is 25 so total 525. Because these numbers are Round figures we are not going for benchmark. Otherwise you can definitely do it. Next. Stores M and N sell only two types of hats. Fedora hats and then trial by hats. If the respective ratio of the number of Fedora hats to the number of trial by hats sold by store M and N together during March is 9:5. M and N together it is 9:5. What is the total number of Fedora hats sold by stores M and N together during March? So, what is the ratio between Fedora and trial by hats? 9:5. So, total how many parts we have? 14 parts. 9:5, that is 14 parts. And you are asked about Fedora hats, which is in terms of parts, 9 parts. Answer should be a multiple of 9. Answer should be a multiple of 9. All are 9 multiples. All are 9 multiples. So you have to do it. This is for the month of March. In March, what is the total number of hats sold by store M and N together? 700, 400, 1100, 80, 80, 160, 1100 plus 160, 1260. So 14 parts is equal to 1260 and you are asked about 9 parts is equal to how much? Wait. 14 10 times? 140. Forget about 0 here. 126 is how much less than 140? 14. In the sense 1 time less, right? 10 times minus 1 time in the sense 9 times. 9 times of this number and then a 0. 9 times of this number 81 and then a 0. Next, if the total number of hats sold by store M and N together in July is not given, is 15% more than the total number of hats sold by the same stores together in the month of June. Okay, 15% more than number of hats sold in the month of June. What is the total number of hats sold by the same stores together? Right. So, in the month of June, both the stores sold 720 plus 440. In the sense 1160 hats. 1160 hats were sold in the month of June, and July it increases by 15%. 15%. 10% is 116. 5% is 58. So, your answer should end with 4. How many options are there? 2 Naya. Let's calculate last but one. 60, 70, 120, 134. Your answer should end with 34. And there is only one. Next. Quadratic. Quadratic. Any particular question? Now, come on, let's start. 1441 divided by something plus how much is this? 150 into? Forget about 0 in 150. 15 into 15 and then 0. 2250. 2250. Take this to right hand side, that becomes minus 2250. 2000, 200, 600, 800, 50, 50, 900, 2900 and then something else. Yes or no? So this number is 2900 and just above that. Let me treat it as 2900. 3000 minus 2900. How much is this? 100. So 1441 divided by x should be equal to 100. And x is equal to divided by 100. This is near about 14.41. Answer should be near about that. How many options are there? Only one, 15. Basically, in right hand side we are supposed to have 95. We are supposed to have 95. But now, as a round figure, we have considered it as 100. Andukani 14.5 వచ్చింది. Otherwise, instead of 100, if you consider 95, you will get direct 15. Next. Now 57. Under root 624. 25. 25 14 times. 25 4 times 100. 8 times 200. 12 times 300. But 14 times, right? 350. So this is 350. Remember, how much is this? 20 into 16. 16 20 times. 320 and 350. 670. Fifth option. How much is this? 6,400. 1 5 by 8 in the sense 13 by 8. Take this to right hand side. That becomes minus. You need to subtract it from, I think this is 10,444.8. Let's read it as 10,445. This is how many times? 800 times. 13 8 times. 13 8 times. 80 plus 24, 104, and then double 0. So 10,445 minus 10,400. How much is this? 45. So 353 divided by x should be equal to 45. X is equal to 353 divided by 45. 45 10 times 450. This is how much less than 450? 100. How many hundreds will be there in 40? How many 45s will be there in 100? 2. So it is 2 times less than 10 times. How much is that? 8. Next. $8,460 divided by 12. 8460 divided by 12 minus 24 divided by 5 by 100. I'll write as into 100 by 5 is equal to how much? Right? 12 7 times 70 times 840. 700 times 8,400. 700 times of denominator is 8,400, and apart from that you have 60. How many 12s will be there in 60? 5. So total this value is 705 minus 100 by 5 in the sense 20. 24 into 20 in the sense 480. Subtract 500, add 20. Subtract 500, you will get 205 plus 20, 525. Sorry, 225. Now 15% of 680. Out of 680, 10% is 68, 5% is 34, plus 20% of 220. Out of 220, 10% is 22, 20% is 44. You need to add 44 here. 60, 90, 130, 142, 146. Near about 145. Next 61 to 65. So you have 5 companies here. Total expenses in lakhs of rupees. Expenses for marketing and legal are given in percentage. Other than the mentioned expenses under the given heads, there may be also some other expenses. For calculation purpose, please consider the given. Okay, fine. 61. Marketing expenses of company D is less than marketing expenses of company B by approximately what percent? D marketing. How much percent is this? 20%. And you are asked to calculate percentage with respect to B. This is the one. For company D, let me do it separately. For D, it is 20% of 65. What about 10% of this? 6.5. 20%? 13. For D, it is 13. For B, it will be 23% of 80. A percent of B or B percent of A. One and the same. So instead of 23% of 80, let's calculate 80% of 23. How will you get 80%? Original number minus 20%. 100% minus 20%. 10% of this 2.3, 20% 4.6. Let's subtract 4.6 from 23. 18.4. 18.4. Now you have values. Now your question is about 13 is how much percent less than 18.4? 13 is how much less than 18.4? 5.4. 13 is 5.4 less that of 18.4 percentage, right? So into 100. Approximate percent they said. What is 10% of denominator? 1.84. Can I treat 1.84 as 2 for time being? Approximate to 2. Yes or no? If our numerator value is near about 2, answer is 10%. If our numerator is near about 4 and less than 4, answer is 20%. If our numerator is near about 6 and less than that, answer is 30%. If numerator is near about 8 and less than that, answer is 40%. This is 5.4. Close to 6 and less than 6. So what percent is it? 30%. Do you have 30% in option? 29% final answer. Yes or no? See, 40 cannot be an answer, 39 cannot be an answer, 59 cannot be an answer. Answer is either 29 or 20%. 20% of denominator is even less than 4. Less than 4. So fifth option cannot be an answer. Only option left is 29. 29%. Next 62. What is the respective ratio between the marketing expenses of company B, company A, and the marketing expenses of company C? Marketing expenses of company A and company C ratio. Company A marketing expenses, how much percent is that? 24% of what? 24% of 90. Don't go for conversion. And for company C it is 30% of 74. So that will be 30% of 74. Percentage cancel. 30 how many times? 3 times. Both are even numbers, right? 2 12 times. 2 37 times. 36 by 37. First option answer. Whenever you are asked about ratio like this, don't go for conversion at all. Take the numbers as it is. Then you can find many multiple cancellations here. Next 63. What is the average total expenses of all the companies given? You are asked about average. Look at your options. Options are in decimal. Decimal. So better to go for benchmark. Better to go for benchmark. Now, all the options are nearby. 70 and 75. Let's take 70. Okay. This is 20 more, 10 more, 4 more, 5 less, equal. Subtract 5 from 10. You'll have 5. Total how much extra number you have? 29. After making every number 70, you still have 29, and now 29 is to be adjusted among 5 numbers, that is 29 by 5. How much is that? 5.8. 5.8. Yes or no? 70 plus 5.8, 75.8. 64. The total expenses of company E in October 2012 was 20% more than the total expenses of the same company in April 2012. So these are the values given for April 2012. Yes or no? So in the instruction it is given. These are the values given for April 2012. In October it is 20% more than that. How much was the marketing expenses of the company in October 12 if it was 25% of the total expenses of the same month? Right. This is for which company? Company E in April 2012 was 70, right? 70. In October that will be 20% more. 20% of 70 is 14. So total that is 84. And marketing expenses in that month, October, will be 25% of this. 25% in the sense 1/4. How much is that? 21. Fourth option. 65. What is the difference between total expenses made by company C in legal and marketing together and the total expenses made by the company E in legal and marketing together? C and E. We are asked about difference of total expenses. For C it is how much percent? Together, marketing and legal together, 55% of 74. It is 55% of 74 and how much percent is it? 24% of 70. So 24% of 70. You are asked about difference. Now how will you get 55%? Half plus 5% in the sense 10% of the existing number. Half of this number is 37. If 50% is 37, 5% will be 3.7. 37 plus 3.7. 40.7 minus 24% of 70. Instead go for 70% of 24. Is that okay? How will you get 70% of 24? Half plus 20%. Half of this number 12. 10% of this 2.4. 20% 4.8. 12 plus 4.8 16.8. You need to subtract 16.8 from this. Subtract 20. Add 3.2. Subtract 20. Add 3.2. Subtract 20. 20.7. Add 3.2. Answer 23.9. First option.